Hey guys, Thomas from Team Sakuraso here, come at you guys with another almost 5 in the morning Yu-Gi-Oh! Market watch. Yes, my sleep schedule is that badly messed up. So we're gonna get right into this. We have a lot of interesting cards to go over here. Good morning to those who just woke up, by the way, because I know some people actually wake up around this time to go to work. If you guys enjoy my videos, make sure to smash that like button. I also gave a Bonanza prediction as my last video, so if you missed that video, go check it out. You guys will absolutely love it. I asked for 75 likes, and you guys passed that, so I appreciate it. And we're actually just going to get right into this Market Watch. Just remember to subscribe. Let me know what cards I'm going over in the next Market Watch in the comment section below. I love when you guys give me cards to go over. I got a cool penny stunk, cool card that you guys need to pick up as well in this Market Watch. Also, if you're buying anything cards off TCG Player, use my full link down in the description below. Helps out the channel to no additional cost to you. Check out Whatnot. Use my link. You get $15 on your next purchase there to use. And it's pretty awesome because they have more than just Yu-Gi-Oh! There. Man, that intro was all over. Anyway, Dominus, just like Dominus Impulse's price tag. Dominus Impulse, $60. I was telling people to get this at 38 to 35, especially when it dipped down closer to 30. I said people don't understand how good this card is. The last Dominus Impulse got slept on, but its attributes that it locked you out of was really, really good here. Wind is not really an attribute in the game, and it hasn't been for a while. I actually think we need a year of wind more than anything else. I will say that wind is easily the most neglected archetype in the game. I think the last good wind monster that I saw seeing use was Wind Statue in Flunderies. Okay, it's probably not that, but the fact that I can't remember says something. And Earth is obviously good, but Light, you know how it is. But card went up to 60. If you got them when I said good job, you made some money. I know a lot of you in my last comment section was actually telling me, hey, yeah, this card is slept on. So a lot of you listen. So I like that. The QC, now seeing this as low as I think it was one. I don't want to say it was 110, but it was a lot lower than 195. $200 for them now. I'm so glad I pulled this. I am so happy. Orcust, Harp, Horror, QC here. These are 135. There's a lot of Orcust support, and I went over it, and I think while the Orc support isn't bad, don't get me wrong, nobody should be spending $400 on a playset of QC Harp Horror. This is kind of ridiculous at this point. 130, and the worst part is the sales area here doesn't have even 100. So I really hate these types of listings, because it's look, if one sold for 70 and you want to put maybe towards 100, Gucci, right? I get it. But 135, I mean, come on. You guys don't have to tell me not to tell. If you have this and someone offers you 90 or 100, just definitely take it. Do not get this card. Galatea ultis. Now, I talked about this card for a long time. I said if there's any Orcust support, this is definitely one of the cards to get. It's a beautiful ulti as well. It is not held back by the OTS ulti foiling as well. Beautiful ulti. These are 62 going up to about $80 here. Actually, in fact, these two are French, really. And then there's a mod. I actually want to go near mint without photos here. I want to see what the real 12 listings. Yeah, you got playsets here, but goes up to 83 here pretty quickly. Ding QC. Now, we have the ulti and we have the QC. I personally like the ulti because it'll also match with Galatea. So that's what I would personally gun for, as well as I think a lot of players like ultis as well, although some players prefer QC. But the ultis today are $20 for your near mint, which is extremely cheap, but it does bomb out to 30, with the next page going to 42.50, 54 here. So the ulti ding has a lot more room to grow, not only because it quickly goes up in price. The QC does do that as well at 16 here. But I mean, it goes up to 30. Some people would pay 30s for this, but the ulti is either gonna match this or go higher. And remember, the ulti is from what, OTS 11? I want to say, yeah, okay, OTS 11. So there's a lot less of these on the market than QCs right now, and it's harder to replenish these because a lot of players who have their ulti dings aren't getting rid of them. So I would personally go for ulti ding here. Orcust Nightmare, these are old supers as well, $5 going up to about 7s here. This card, it's funny with Orcust because when we got Harp Horror back, so many people hoarded, and if you guys remember this from Banless season, tell me. So many people were hoarding Harp Horror that there was never any huge buyout on Harp Horror supers when it went from 0 to 1 and then 1 to 3. It was always Nightmare or a little bit of skeleton. It was really funny actually, because these I always told people get the other Orcust cards all the time, and if you did, good job, I guess. Return, I want to go over these. Secrets are 5s with near mints. First set's going for 7 here. If you just look at first set near mint lightly played, you got 27 listings. $10 here. Really how to play Sky Striker in the new format. Look, I get so the one guy got second place playing literally. I'm not saying bland Sky Strikers is bad. I just find it kind of funny. Because I would play that list as well. But man, I've just never seen people so happy to see Sky Strikers top. That deck was hated. $10 here for your secrets, though. You do have ultras here, and the ultras are on low listings. I mean, this is vastly low. $3. This card's been bought out multiple times at this point. It's kind of funny. Diviner of the Herald ulti, $13. This was at least trying to be a $17, $18 card, but now it's given up and gone closer to $10. Now, you guys, if you've been watching my market watches for just a little bit, know my feelings on this. I hate that they made this an ulti and they didn't put it in rarity collection where it should have been, because there was no reason to give this an ulti and a QC within the same 2 weeks. This has a QC is an Terminal Revenge and an ulti here. I think the ulti came first, and then a week and a half later, and we knew QC Herald was happening, we got QC Herald. I don't know if different teams aren't like coordinating on when they're releasing stuff, but at the same time, we've just seen Konami reprint OTS ultis very quickly into a higher rarity. But I don't want to repeat myself over and over again. You guys know my thoughts on OTS. It might be like a separate video as well that I update once every couple months. But Diviner ulti, even though I personally don't like the choice, and I don't really like how they look as much, it has grown on me. I don't think it's as bad as it was. If you want a Herald, I mean, it's $13 for an ulti. This was an ulti that I thought would at least hover 40, you know, or to 30, or maybe, like, I was shocked to see it go as far down to set 25, 20, then 17. So see at $12, $13 is just very pathetic here. I think that it's now time to grab these if you were just waiting, because you'll be paying less. What people thought you would be paying this if we didn't have a QC, because if this didn't have a QC, this would have been a $50 ulti. Now it can't, it's not 50 for a set. Insane. I would definitely go grab this. I think there's actually some value to be had in this, because it can't possibly go much lower. We just need a good ritual deck as well. The QCs, though, are also 63, going up to like 75. I would want QCs, but like, I'm not in a hurry for it. In fact, OTS 26 is actually out, so I want to go over OTS 26 here. Going high to low, we got Sangan summoning at $10. We know that Mimic Goals loves this, so $10, okay. Samurai Destroyer, $8, good. Again, I wouldn't buy much of these supers until the prices go down and they get circulated. The shark stuff like this shouldn't be $10. That's ridiculous. There's not enough shark players that are going to warrant this card being more than $1. Same with Lantern Shark. Lantern Shark's the bad one too, I think. And then the rest of this doesn't really have. Chicken Game at 13 doesn't shock me too much, but it is also at 1, so I expect this to be like $2 maybe. I would be shocked if it was dollars, but like again, I'm gonna say 2 to 3 after the dust settles. Low ultis are 60. Get QCs at 60. Like, good luck selling that. Then what I'm really interested mostly in the ultis. Moon Heaven, at least I can understand that as being a lot of money. Phantom Ubel at 145. I don't know what crack they're smoking. Why are they putting this at QC prices? Like, I know that like people are trying to fish for like the 1 to 2 people who would fall for that, but like it's still 93. Okay, disgusting. I shouldn't have gone over OTS. Tornado Dragon here. These actually have been going up. $3.45 for a first near mint. Goes up to $8 here. Even up to the $10 mark here. This is going up because of, I think, Azami. I don't know, but I've been asked for this card in droves, and now they're like $1 to $2 here. I never even saw this card like lit. I've never even seen this card pulled, which is really funny. Like I didn't even know what this card was. Charmers. Now, the Charmers are really good, but just remember, while they might make all of these QCRs in Rarity Collection, I won't be shocked. The best Charmer, which we actually found in my last video, was actually my boy Ian, the controversial Charmer. This is one of the best Charmers to pick up. My boy is looking like you mixed Wolverine with Elvis Presley here. Mill 2 cards. Milling's always good. And, okay, I'm not, and you know, I'm always on the lookout for a future ex Miss Malcolm. See, dude is hunting for baddies. 19 for your dollars for Ian here. Way better than these charmers here. 392 for Win though. I will say one thing about Win. I hate how this was the most expensive. I think that's like one issue that I think is like a big market issue that I've had pre QC existing, because when QCs happened, we saw a lot of blunders in the market. But like I always hate how this one was the most expensive. Area the Water Charmer Gentle. Now, this card is 343, but it does go up to 800 very quickly. It's in this weird gambling spot where if you somehow have one of these, like I actually do, I have owned one of these since 2019, and I have never used it. I thought I would, and it never came up. And I mean, it's still a beautiful card. I had in my collection, all that. And Area is my personal favorite charmer. And believe it or not, the first time I met Little Fat Tony, which you guys are familiar with from live streams, all that, go check out his store if you see it on TCG Player. Actually bonded, because when I first got this card from him, it was the first time I met him. He ended up driving me to the bank because Jason drove me to the bank, or Jason drove me to the locals, and I needed to go to the bank. And I think Jason was still playing. And we ended up bonding in the car because me and him have unfortunately went through something kind of tragic. I hit a lot of boxes when it comes to tragedy, funny enough. So I guess it's not that hard to bond with me. A lot of people end up bonding with me because we have gone through a bad experience I can relate to. It's kind of unfortunate, but it's something I've noticed. And me and him talked a lot that day. So I don't know if I ever want to get rid of this card or not. Like, I will maybe if the number's right and it's like too ridiculous, obviously. But like, I always have fond memories when I look at this card because I met a good friend of mine. But yeah, goes up very quickly. It's the Year of Water, so of course. Linas are 185. It's really funny because I think that if we do not see this in Bonanza, you guys should just go run out and get these. Like, I actually think if the charmers aren't there, a lineup for 185 is not bad. We also know that they're very collectible, so I don't think these are going to crash too hard. It's going to crash, but not too hard, especially because a lot of people are already listening. Like, Hitas, people are done with their Hitas 210. I made so much money off these charmers that it's not even funny looking at it. Like, charmers really helped give me a chunk of money. Darks are 123. It's so sad because this card's so good. 123. If it gets reprinted, could it drop further? Yeah, but 123 is pretty cheap. Then our poor girl Asa. It's funny because these went up to. I told you to get these at 100, and then they went up to like 200 something. I'm like, yeah, you could get rid of it if you want, but it could go higher. It went up to 300 and stayed around 300 for a while, and then slowly went back down. The year graph's not going to show that. It shows that 140 here. This was back in like maybe 2021 or 2022, early 2022. It was not late 2022. If you've been a subscriber for a long time, you'll know that. These would go up for our 60, going up to 71. I still have these, funny enough. I think just one copy. Yeah, I just have my personal copy that I got for like nothing. And then there's my boy Ian again. Emblema also. Centurion have been getting bought out, low listings for a while here. Secrets are $15, going up to like 20, 30, while the Os are going from 16 to 20 here for your Ultra. So this card is bought out if you do have it. Honestly, these tins, I get that people hate them, and I know why they hate them, but the value is there. Konami unfortunately gave up the main reason on why tins exist in the first place to make money with them, and I kind of hate that. And even then they had to use QCs to sell the set. It kind of says a lot about Konami. Then we also have more. Now I'm gonna speed run this because I've gone through Centurion so much in my last few market watches, and I respect your guys' time. 70 for these. These have always been a lot of money though. 60 for your Trudeas here. The listings, by the way, are a little inaccurate, I think, because I have I don't have. Oh no, yeah, because I don't have the filters on. So 60. Just like a mod for 75, but it goes up to 82. Auxilia at 63 is at least fair. 50 for Legatia, 27 for Chimera. What god? Oh yeah, this is the one of or AK bad one. Wake Up's 30, 2001 for your CRs there. 20 for your CRs, not bad at all. Then we have 12s for your secrets. These are like 20 probably, 10, 11 with 12 listings. 9, 10, and then 10. Yeah, a lot of people want to play Centurion here. Wake Up's 5. I remember there were some people, I think GGYGO underestimated this deck as well. I think he made a tier list and they were lower. I don't want to say where they were, but I think they were like below, tier 2 or below, something like that. But there's a lot of people who are looking at Centurion right now to play. And Centurion is a good deck, but like, and I feel like what I'm about to say has been something that has been echoed a lot in the last 2 years ago. But a lot of these decks are like, they're good, but their competition's just better. Ashen. So I want to talk about this because, believe it or not, there are actually builds in the OCG that are playing Ashen with Azamina, or they're like prepping it. I think Galzo talk about it a little bit as well, and I was like, oh, that's very interesting. So I want to take a look at Priestess here, and the thing is, for a deck that has run its course for being hyped up, not hyped up, it does go up to 50 really quickly here. And then we also have the Ultras at 87 listings, about $2 to $3 here. Definitely a card that can go up even further. Remember, Bonfire, it's searchable, so the deck has cool plays like that. If you had any love for Ashen, I would definitely go grab your copies while you can. Blink Out. So someone told me to go over this card, and it's actually a really interesting card. Target one Link monster on the field, and you return it to the extra deck. Then you can special one of those monsters from your graveyard that was sent there as a link material. So one reason I kind of find that cool, actually, is if it targets a link monster on the field, not your field, right? So this is kind of a card that is kind of like an anti-goddess slash anti-unchain, because there's the unchain card that helps that Yubel plays that can link your card off. It's kind of interesting that way. Plus you special summon your monster back, so it's actually quite unique. I think that, unfortunately, people don't know that this card exists because it's a common, and I didn't know it existed. In fact, someone actually told me on my community tab, hey, can you go over Blink Out? So, shoutouts to you for reading the comments, man. Not going to even pretend like I knew what this card was when I didn't, which is funny because when I was younger, I do remember actually reading commons a lot more, and it's funny. Now I don't bother. But yeah, it's not bad. It can also technically not be good for you because depending on what you use, like if you use a Link 2 or a Link 3, could be kind of crazy. They're just like pennies. They're like not money per se, but this is a card where if you're a player, you might want to keep your eye out on it and maybe test it out. Wanted. Somebody asked me, hey, do you think we could get this as platinum only in Bonanza, which was like very interesting to me because I'm like, wow, people are looking at what plat only picks we might get. And then I realized, if Witch is gonna be in there, yeah, Wanted has a chance to be in there too. And it's up there. 30's 32 for your OGs right now though. Punks. They're getting more support. You got the QCs at 50, 55. It's funny because this card was like 80 to 100 for a very long time. And then it just kind of like dipped down all the way to 30. And I told people to go grab it. The CRs are 18. Look, I know people prefer QCs, but these are beautiful CRs. You actually want to play like nice looking punks that match. Get the CR because it matches with the dance, and matches with the synchro, which this card looks cool. They make it a QC, it won't look as good as a CR. 4-5 for your secrets, by the way. 5-6 for your ultras. Then everything else is kind of like cheap if you want to go grab it. So if you want punk still, it's not gonna break the bank. Ancient Fairy Dragon QC, 18 listings, 25 goes up to like 28. So, not bad. But there's a wall here. These were a lot cheaper, like the 12, 13s, and they have doubled. I'm not shocked at this at all. Not only is it a card that's very usable in the meta, but it's also, and will always be because it's also generic, and it helps you extend, and it lets you do very unique things with field spells. Like, it's a card that definitely has stood the test of time. But Biggest Iron Dragon as well helps. This is a card that I actually should have told people to grab. I probably should have in retrospect. Even though 25 is a lot, it could go higher. I think it could go higher. Silthouse Rabbit. Do you guys remember what this card is? I want to check back on this card because it kept getting bought out. Then it kept going down. It kept getting bought out. And I'm like, okay, it's been a month. Let me check back up on this card. Because a lot of YouTubers don't, and by the way, it's like $90, $95. A lot of Market Watch YouTubers don't necessarily check up on cards as much as they should have. I feel like, especially because it doesn't even take that long, it's like, okay, you remember this from a month and a half ago? Here it is. Because some people, like, for example, let's say you want a QC Rabbit. QC Rabbits were listed around, like, closer to 150, right? And I said, that's too much. And some people do want QC rabbits. Well, guess what? If you forgot, they're 90. It's like $55 cheaper. Engraver. This card has sunk down to 60 bucks. It's kind of crazy actually to see how bad Engraver's fallen. And then you've got QC Engraver at about 170 here. Pretty cheap actually. The fact that these have actually dropped as much as they have is pretty insane here. You've also got tracks at about 6 to 8. And then obviously you have those secrets at like $1. I'm gonna quickly look here and see what the QC tracked is. 28 listings not bad. Yeah, about 41, going up to like 60. So I still think QC tracked is very good to get at 40. That's my honest opinion here. It's about a little less than 1/4 of the price of Engraver, but this is more generic, so I think this is like a better one to get personally. But with that being said, leave a like if you guys enjoyed, subscribe, let me know what cards I'm going over in the next Mark Watch in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.